Stop! Police!
Oh, shit.
We have a multiple 600 in progress for most of each. Subject is 25 and appears to have shit his pants.
Get back here!
Hey, what's up? This is Community Service with Greg Conant. That's me.
Are we rolling?
Yes.
We just get into this shit, Quincy. What the fuck is up, bro?
Riding dirty, getting riding dirty.
Where's that coming from?
Niggas be rolling, singing. You know that song?
Chameleonaire, yeah.
Yeah.
Try to catch me riding. Was that what the one I was singing a moment ago?
No, because you were saying rolling, so that's what I picked up on.
Well, what's up,
I'm
bro?
so grateful now that my career's blowing up. Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
is that
you
a vision board, kind of?
Yeah, over there behind the light.
Oh, okay.
By my mama Camry, Joe Rogan, and me in the corner seat top left. That's
Yeah,
a funny one.
I do see that. Is that real or is it Photoshop?
It's Photoshop.
Yeah, because your head it looks disproportionate from this angle.
For those of you that can't see it, we'll do a screenshot of it. But it's Joe Rogan and me, and I just literally taped my face over. I don't even know. Was it Duncan Trussell's face? Or it was some. It was somebody that looks like of the same vein as me, you know.
That's hilarious.
And I just stick it over, you know.
Easiest way to get 5,000 followers instantly, right?
5,000.
Yeah.
How about a career?
Yeah, that's true.
If
Jesus.
Here's the thing. It's been said before, but Rogan is the new not Carson Daly, Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. If you have enough talent and enough body of work and you get on his podcast, he gives you a career. That show, that podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I've known a couple people recently, like in the last 3-4 months,
Yeah.
that have been on there, and they jumped in followers. I think because
Dude,
they were on his
tagged-
show, it's like 20K followers, like instantly.
He tagged. I always fuck up her name, and I love her.
Laura.
Laura
Yeah.
Bites. She takes care of Mr. Cat when I'm out of town. She's a sweetheart. I fucking love her.
Yes.
She's been a guest on the podcast. He tagged her in a post, and in an hour, she got like 30,000 fans or something like that. Like that. Boop.
Yeah, I saw the post.
She was
too.
like, wow, thanks, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he's like the comedy pope. It's like with
Yeah.
his blessing, it's like
Yeah,
you're a made man or woman, you know.
And I invited him to Dodgeball one time. I play Dodgeball. It's not a joke. And I said, hey, man. I know, that sounds like a joke. You looked at me like, you this motherfucker's bullshitting me?
No, but actually, it seems appropriate that
Yeah.
you play dodgeball. If I'm being
I
completely
love
honest.
it. I'm addicted to it. It's therapeutic. It's my baby. It's the only thing I think I love as much as stand-up. I'm not even kidding. It is so dope. And actually, I requested to go first on my show tonight at Genghis Khan. Don't want to brag, doing a Chinese restaurant
Oh,
tonight. Hey, guys.
Some of that Far East humor.
Yeah, and I said, can I go first? Because I have a dodgeball game at 9. I swear. And they're like, what? And I was like, please. They're like, all right. What was the point? Oh, I asked Rogan in the hallway at the Comedy Store. I was like, hey, man, you want to play dodgeball with me this Sunday? He goes, fuck no. But I mean, that sounds like he's a dick. He's a nice guy and
Super nice.
such a nice, yeah.
Honestly, it feels like he would say yes to that. Like that's one
I
of those
thought
things
he would.
be
I
like,
don't ask
sure.
I know my lane. I'm not asking every
Yeah.
headliner at the goddamn Comedy Store. But I just thought, I was like, that actually seems like he would fuck with it, and then just choke people out afterwards. No,
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
You got me out. Bam.
Yeah, like he would throw the ball like a fucking, like a Ken or Ryu fireball. Just start hitting
I would
people.
just see him. He would shoot it like a Street Fighter character.
Oh, dude.
No, I think I've talked about this too, but one time I was in the green with him and Ron White, and they were talking comedy. Cat, you're really heckling me, bro. and it just the knowledge between those two OGs, is fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, that's the coolest thing. One of the coolest things about the Comedy Store is like you get a comedy education from like actual guys who've been doing it and
20,
who are legit
30 years.
Yes, for a long time and who know what's up. And who are still relevant after that time because, we all know that some people get their 45 minutes, it's tight, and then they live off that for 10, 15 years,
Yeah.
not doing much. But if you watch Joe Rogan in the OR, in the main room, he's working on new stuff. So you'll see a joke, you'll see a joke this month.
Bomb.
And then, bomb. And then you'll see it 3 months later, and you can tell he's been working on it, and it's just so much better. Like he's an actual comedian.
He's crazy because when you're at in my opinion, it's just because when you're at that level.
Dude, you guys
I don't even
smoked
do
before I
drugs.
came to? Is
No,
that
I'm 6 years sober. I'm just fucking. I'm special now. No, but he'll like, cause you know when you reach a certain level of fame, you like never want to bomb. But he'll build up an hour, shoot a special, and then go up there with nothing, and then develop these little seeds, and then they grow into killer material. But he'll be bombing for a little bit, cause yeah, and that is crazy to me to be like. Just to be that famous and not give a fuck. I seen Chris Rock do the same shit, but some other celebrities they're like, oh, I can't bomb. I'm too famous, you know.
And I have to be honest. That's probably one of the main reasons I know that comedy is what I'm supposed to do, because nothing affects me the way comedy does. So if I have a really good set, I'm just cheesing for the next couple of hours.
Yeah.
I'm smiling. I'm like patting people on the shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey man, keep going. You know what I mean? You're gonna make it. But if I have a terrible set, I am distraught, man.
Yeah,
I'm like, what am I doing with my life? You know what I mean? I should have gone to college. Like it really gets bad.
You're
It's
like,
such
don't look at me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not worth it.
And so, because I had a string, like recently, I had a string of really good sets, like together, like
Well, I
good shows.
forgot to say that he is funny as fuck.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
one of the
Thank you.
requirements to be on my podcast. You got to be a funny fuck.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite too, because I know you
Yeah.
get such quality guests, and to be a part of this, I really appreciate that.
Actually, you were I don't know if you picked me, but I saved the flyer. I should have pulled it out. But you were the first one ever to throw me up on Potluck, or you hosted.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And that was like 5 years ago.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
It's crazy.
I saw you perform because you used to do Monarch show a lot. So I saw you do that hosted show, and Monarch, I have to give him a lot of credit because a lot of the shows, he started off as a bringer, but then he graduated from that and his show became quality, and he always had quality host, which is what a lot of bringer promoters don't do. They'll put up a new girl or a new comic in general, but a lot of times it's a girl for whatever reason. And they're just like super new.
It is. I don't know why.
Yeah, and
I
just-
saw you catch that. Like, wait, no, it's just.
Yeah,
but it's just
yeah, for whatever reason,
what-
it's really So
they
it's,
really do that.
because I don't know if they're trying to get laid or whatever the situation
I
is.
think it is.
Yeah. But they never have a quality host, which is really important for a show that lacks in real comics. And you were always on the show and a quality host. And then we went to San Diego. That was like the time we kind
Yeah,
of
that was fun.
yeah. And that was like,
Madhouse?
yeah, for sure. That was great.
Were you doing La Jolla Comedy Store?
I think I just did a guest spot or something
Guest
over there.
spot?
But I was doing Madhouse.
That was fun.
weekend.
There was a picture. I think it was me, you, Doc Willis,
Yeah.
Derek Post, and Trey Stewart, Brian Simpson.
Yeah,
That was a
Christine
killer.
Little was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was
That was a killer crew.
yeah. That was a really good weekend actually.
That was so fun.
I think Kelly Ryan might have been there.
Hassan was there. Hassan
Yeah.
Ahmad.
It was like a nice little crew. So anyway, yeah. So that was like one of the first times I saw you outside of, the store.
Luke
And you
Schwartz was
just
there that
murdering.
weekend, but not in the photo, so that was good.
Was he there that weekend? I don't know. That guy.
I
So,
can't believe I just stepped on you complimenting me. I fucked up, man.
Yeah. Come on, man. Let me fucking
I'm sorry.
pump you up to your fans. All right.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, so yeah, it's when I host. For me, the show isn't about me. It's about presenting funny comedians to the audience to have them stay and have a good experience. And yeah, you're always in that group for me. Like you always have a good set. People like you. You know what I mean? You're like you have a really good demeanor, and it's always good for the show. So it's a no-brainer
Well, thank
for
you.
me.
Thank you for throwing me up, baby.
Yeah, no problem.
I tagged you in it on my story. I hope you got 4 followers.
I did. Now I have 5. Thanks, Mom. Right?
We'll get 6 after the podcast. What else, dude? I run on empty. That's why I have to have guests, because I was trying to a solo podcast. I gotta talk for an hour.
For an
you
hour?
fucking insane! I can't do this shit. And then I just drink too much coffee and my eyes twitch. I'm addicted to coffee. I have a problem.
Me too. I mean,
better
this,
than
this
other
is
drugs.
a Trenta iced red eye. You know what I mean? So it's just like
Wait, what's a red eye?
it comes with an ad shot of espresso.
Sorry, I've been drinking bubbles.
It's red eye for 1 shot, black eye for 2 shots, and then purple eye for 3 shots.
Is that a real lingo?
It's like secret menu Starbucks kind of stuff. But yeah, that's like the shorthand.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I get the sweet cream vanilla cold brew.
Oh, dude.
Light ice, so you get extra coffee.
Dude, the cold brew is no joke, man. Like that, like sometimes if I don't have anything in my stomach and I drink that,
I love it.
It hits me like
Oh,
a ton of
shit
bricks.
your
It's so
pants,
much
dude.
caffeine. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I love it because I love drugs and I can't do them anymore. And it makes me feel like I'm on drugs. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm wired again. But I did a tweet and it's true. Like, I swear I mean this with all my heart. If the coffee doesn't make me shit my pants, I don't want it. Like, I want to drink that's part of the ritual. Like, I want to wake up, I want to slam my coffee, and I want to get ready for the day and release and, you know?
No, I mean,
Cleans you out.
It makes total sense.
And then you're just light for the day rather than all fucking carrying old mud butt all around.
well, because it feels like it's working. Like, I'm the same way. I like if I'm going to chew gum, it can't be fruity gum, you know, or if I toothpaste, it has to like kind of burn my mouth.
Yeah.
So I feel like something's happening. Because if not, it's just like, what am I doing?
I bought the hippie mouthwash with no alcohol. It does not burn, and I don't like it.
Yeah,
I
right?
want the burn. I want. Ooh,
Feel
my
the
gums
burn,
are bleeding. Right? It hurts. It hurts so good.
Oh, so funny.
I
Yeah.
like that shit.
Yeah, because now I feel like it's working. You know what I mean? I'm getting my money's worth.
Yeah. Put a little alcohol on your dick. That'll get rid of it.
Yeah, what if like pussy was the same way? Oh, it's burning. That's how I know it's good.
See that lava pussy. Oh, shit. I pissed fire.
Set my dick on fire.
Good bit, man. That was good.
Dude, it must be really hard to try to do 1 hour by yourself, right? I mean,
oh, dude, I have to do a Patreon episode. I've been doing better, but he helps me. But if I just had to do 1 hour by my... What? What? These guys are crazy. Chris does that. Theo does that sometimes. Theo does solo episodes. I'm like, for a whole hour?
yeah, what do you talk about for a whole hour?
I don't know. I have notes and I struggle.
And as much as I like so many of these people who have podcasts, I just think like sometimes they just press record and let it go. And it's like, I can't take that. You know, I need... Like, if they have a good guest, then I'll tune in at that point or something like that. But I just can't sit there and listen to him ramble. You know what I mean? There needs to be sort of...
Solo. I was trying to think of more solo.
Yeah. Burris, Mark Maron is solo. Well, he
Solo.
has a guest, but, you know, he'll still be solo for a majority of the episode.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
Get
to the
over
point.
yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd like to be at the point where people would just like to listen to me ramble. But I almost feel like I still wouldn't do it. You know, like, for instance, I know this may be controversial. Okay, I'm a comic. I love Dave Chappelle. I love watching Dave Chappelle perform. I learned so much. He's such a cool person. But when he comes and he does like 5 or 6 hours, I feel like that's not fair. Because like, if you look at the average person, how many times you go to a comedy club in their lifetime, it's not very often, unless they're like real comedy fans, and that's just few enough people.
I know what you're saying, but I also can't watch the whole thing because it's just too much.
It's too
But
much.
he's just fucking around.
Yeah.
It's not like he's doing material the whole time. He's literally just having conversations. And then there'll be huge moments of laughter and stuff.
Yes.
But it's not, you know, when he's up there 3-4 hours, he's smoking cigarettes, talking to you, you know?
And we both know that, especially when you're at a certain level, like you're not afforded that much space or dead air, right? You have to be, there has to be punchlines, you know, your laughs per minute has to be really high.
If we did that, we would be tackled off
We'd
the
be
stage.
done. And it's crazy because I've watched him go for 10 minutes without saying anything funny, but then as soon as he says something funny, it's a collective room pop. So it's like for that 10 minutes, they're still hanging on every word he's saying, even though he's not telling a joke. And then when the joke comes, they're ready for it.
That's his superpower. He is unbelievable at you are hanging on every word. What you just said. You absolutely are captivated, and you're just like, I want to hear what he has to say. Whether it's funny or not, you still are on board. And also, like, he can murder while drinking. I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
I would be falling over. It would just take shots and just riff it and rip, and you're like, what the fuck are you, dude?
Yeah, now I feel like he just exists in comedy in a sense. Like it's it's the line has been blurred together or mashed together, like his existence and on stage, and it's just one.
It's
thing
all
now.
he's ever done.
Yeah,
He's never had a job. He's got into stand up at 15, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
So disheartening when you hear that.
He's just been
though.
stand up. That's crazy. No wonder he's so fucking good at it. He's just.
I get so disheartened when I hear that though. It's like Chris Rock started at like that age as well, and like these guys are the superstars. Even like Louis C.K. was opening for Seinfeld when he was like young, and it's like that was like early in their career, and they're doing all these really huge things, and then 15, 16 years later they become superstars. But it's like, oh man, if you start after 16, does it mean that you can never get to that level? Like what is it?
Yeah. That's,
Right? That's
yeah,
what it
we
feels
suck.
like.
We fucked up.
Yeah, right.
That's why we're in my apartment. That's why we have a cat.
The
heckling
studio.
us.
That's what we're gonna call it because
Yeah.
it is the studio.
Yeah, the studio. Hey, what did you label the production company?
No Kitchen Studios.
Yeah, that's I don't have it. That looks like a kitchen, but it's not a kitchen. That's such a fitting.
Yeah, it does look like you go to the right and there's like more space.
No, it's just a fridge in a closet.
This
No
is the
kitchen
Bachelor, right?
studios.
Is that what they call
yeah,
it?
Bachelor.
Yeah.
They fool you. They go, oh, and then you're like, wait a minute. There's no gas line. There's no garbage disposal. What the fuck? I have 2 dishes in my bathtub right now. And it depresses me every single time. I go to take a shower. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Is it a bathtub / sink? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I just got to wash my plates in there. But I started using paper plates after about 5 years of bathtub dishes. Because the sink in the bathroom is so small, if I wash anything in there, I'm going to hit this. I'm going to break it.
Yeah.
So I'm officially Kramer now.
Yeah, I don't know if people understand too, like what it takes to really, really dedicate your life to comedy.
I don't think that you can't have girlfriends, you can't have wives, can't have kids, can't have family. Like you just,
Yeah.
it literally, if you want to get good, I'm not even kidding you. Everybody always asks me questions about stand-up and getting started. It has to consume you. And if it doesn't consume you, then get the fuck out of the way and let the real ones do it.
100%. I was a hobby comic most of the time I've been doing comedy. Whether it was fear or just lack of motivation, whatever the situation was, I never fully went after it. 2 years ago, like I made the decision to, like, this is what I want to do. This is what I derive the most pleasure from. Also the most pain for the most part. And, I feel like I can do it and have a relatively good amount of success. Like, I don't need to be a superstar.
Yeah, you're already clicked in with. He works at the Comedy Store,
Yeah.
and he's nice and funny. I mean, it's game over.
But even that, it was like I'd done enough to get to a certain level, but I had plateaued because I wasn't. So 2 years ago, is when I was LA comfortable, right? I lived in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. I was driving a BMW. I had a master bedroom. I had secured parking. Like that's
LA nice.
Yeah, that's LA nice, guys. That's LA
I got
nice.
that street parking.
And then I had to
permit
sell.
only.
I sold my BMW. I bought the minivan. So like when I do San Diego or gigs that are like right outside the city, instead of crashing, I just sleep in my van. I share a studio apartment, and now I've kind of gone back to the trenches. Like I open mic every day that I don't have a real show. So it's like every day I'm still getting on stage. I try to average twice a night, and sometimes I get more than that. But even like last night, I did my potluck spot, and then I had a show at the Improv in the lab. Say that so I don't think I'm in the main stage. And then I went to a mic after that because there was one more mic still. So it's like, let me get one more. Because what am I going to do? Go home and watch television or something? It's like, no, let me get just a little bit better at stand up right now. Just so, they keep
And that's what it takes.
That's what it takes.
And that's what it straight up takes. Yeah, because I was literally last night, I was with friends and loved ones carving pumpkins, having the time of my life. Good, warm environment. Everything's perfect. And in my head, I was like, fuck, I should be at the Comedy Store. Dylan will throw me up for 3 minutes.
Right.
And that's not even a sure thing. That's a 50-50 chance because it's like... It's just how it is. There's so many comics, and I might get thrown up. And I want to leave like a perfect, loving Halloween food, pumpkins, family, everything,
Yeah.
you know. And I'm like, man, fuck this shit. Let me go get that 3.
Yeah,
That was on my mind the whole time. I didn't do it because I've learned lessons. Like, you got to have a fucking life too.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it most of the time. I was like, maybe I can still make it. But after the time passed, I was like, oh, I missed it.
Yeah, I mean,
then finally I was like, it's done.
It's funny because you will leave people who love you unconditionally to perform in front of strangers in hopes of getting their approval. You know, like, and you and I both know, like, at that time, the talent coordinator isn't in the room. So it doesn't help you necessarily get into the store more, but at the same time, you go up in front of all the employees, all the people who host, and it makes it that much easier for you to get up again, you know, so you still, like, have to do it, you know, you still have to do it.
Yep. It's a weird thing. I don't even know if Adam has ever seen me perform.
Really?
And I've performed at the store hundreds of times.
Yeah.
I just never wanted to bug him. He's the talent coordinator. And I always go up at the time that he's not in the room. But what you just said, it's like, well, fuck, I got to get up on here somehow.
Yeah, because if you do really well, then, you know, another employee who hosts sees you and it's like, oh, they're more likely to put you up if they need someone.
Yeah.
You know, so. But
I
yeah,
should
that
go
sucks.
earlier, but man, I ain't waiting in line like those Willie lumps fool. Look at this fool. There's 300 of them. I'm just kidding.
Well, we could edit this part out of the podcast maybe, but if you want to get up in front of him, sign up for the open mic. Can help you get on to the mic.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're past that, you know.
That's why, yeah.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, it's like just getting up in front of him that one
I always
time
wanted to
might be-
work there, but I had a job at Trader Joe's where I made $24 an hour, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
And I got spots, and I did the calculations in my head. I was like, I'll make minimum wage. And when I wanted to work there was no door guy spots.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was like, I won't even get up. You know, it's like I'm going to literally give up money and stage time. And I was like, I can't give up stage time.
Yeah.
But now they have the door guys, the employees, they get spots. They get to cold open the rooms in development spots. But before that, dude, I would talk to Hassan. He's like, I got up once this week. And I just saw the pain in his heart.
Yeah.
Because he was there every night. I could, watching comedy and not doing it? Were you fucking insane? I'll kill myself.
Yeah. And
I got to get up, baby.
I will say this. There was a period where I was only doing like 3, maybe 4 spots a week. And they were generally at the Comedy Store. But I did feel like I was getting better for some reason. It was a really weird thing. It's like less was more. But, you know, I was watching better comedy.
You're watching better comedy. You're performing at the fucking Mecca where you can't be okay. Like, if you're okay, you suck.
Yeah.
You got to kill. And it sounds cutthroat like the dojo, you know, like a Karate Kid. But it's the comedy. You're literally competing with Joe Rogan, Dave Chappelle, Sarah Silverman, Chris Lee, Eliza, murder, Ali Wong,
Whitney,
you know,
Joey
Whitney, Joey
Anthony
Diaz,
Jeselnik,
Bill
you know
Burr.
what I
Like,
mean? Yeah.
so you better fucking bring it,
Yeah.
or you're gonna die.
The lineups are insane. I mean, they're insane. And it's insane that shows start at 9 p.m. You know, like, it's all crazy. But that place just, you know, generates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the shit.
It's going to be the Comedy Store episode, right?
You've been there a minute. I never really asked this question. What's like the coolest Comedy Store story?
Oh, do I have a cool Comedy Store story?
You got to, bro. It's impossible not to.
Well, I don't know if this one's cool, but it might just be sort of. So, you know, we all know Brody passed away, right? He committed suicide. So this was just like my Brody story is when he went crazy on Twitter. That's like when I first got hired there, right? So it was like my first month, maybe 3 weeks. And we're hanging out in a parking lot, and he came in and he was full on manic. I mean, he fucking sped into the parking lot, and it was so funny because he had such perfect posture in his car. It was just like you could see him. And he sped into the lot. He got out and he was screaming, "Somebody get me high." And he was getting in the face of one of the employees there. And it was like a smaller guy who's like really skinny guy. And he was getting in his face, like yelling. And he was just so intense. And I was like, "Hey, are you okay? Is this okay?" Because I didn't really know him all that well. I knew, you know, the employee a lot more. Long story short, Brody gets in my face and like he threatens to get me fired. Like my 3 weeks in,
If you don't get him high?
No, not if I don't get it. Because he was harassing this guy. But of course, like I said, he was manic and I don't think he was ever really going to hurt him. But I didn't know the situation. I just see some guy who's like, 6'1", talking to someone who weighed like $105 and just in their face and yelling into. And at this time, dude, he used to carry around a kettlebell, so he was super ripped, bro. He was just like lean, like one. He was like a snake, dude. He was like
he's a fit man.
Yeah,
dude.
he was very fit.
Like what,
yeah.
6'5", just ripped.
Yeah, is that how tall he is?
6'3", 6'4". How tall are you?
6'4".
He was at least as tall as this.
Yeah, and it was just crazy. And like, so I almost got fired. Like my first month working at the Comedy Store, trying to defend like, a small
was
employee. I mean, I don't want to say names. I don't want people to,
Brody's dead now.
No, I know.
Man.
I know.
What's he gonna do?
Rest in peace.
I love you, Brody. I'm sorry you're dead.
Yeah, me too, man. That guy. If that might have been one of the best experiences watching Brody, and it's so shitty because I had just started coming back around late night to watch, because I was out all night doing mics and was done. It's like I just kind of was sort of restless. So I was going back to the store and I just started seeing a lot of late night Brody sets again. And he
was the best.
He was the best. He let all. He was so honest and real that it was scary to even watch someone. It's like it's not even me doing it. I'm watching someone else and being afraid for them because there was just no wall between how he really felt and how he talked to the crowd. Like everything he was feeling, you understood, and he conveyed that, and it was just so vulnerable, and it was so it was scary to watch, but also I appreciated it so much because there's been so much fear involved in my progress that to see someone be so fearless and be so open and honest was like inspiring, but again scary.
He also he had the unreal ability to, the worse the circumstances were, the better he would do. Yeah. Like you would see Brody go in front of a sold out fire show and he would do okay. But then the end of the night, everyone's hammered, doesn't want to be there, falling asleep. He would murder. And you're like, wait a minute. Like, how did you do that in the worst possible scenario ever where we're all terrified? We all go up, but we're like, I don't even want to go up. Like, this is awful. They're slumped over, and he'll get up there and rip it. And you're like, what the fuck are you, sir?
He would bring them back to life. He would breathe life into the show. It's like he took his energy and he just passed it on to everyone, and then it became this whole. It was like amazing to watch. I mean, I can't even explain.
Luke Schwartz told me that at the taping of his special in the main room, there was a hot, vibrant crowd, and he was like, I don't like this. And he made David Taylor go up to walk some people and change the energy of the room.
Are you serious?
For the negative.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
That's cool.
That's so.
I said a lot of names and we ain't bleeping shit.
This
is a story.
Yeah. Oh, it's so. And his jokes were good, dude. He had funny jokes. Like
leather exterior.
Yeah.
That he said, I got a
1996 Toyota.
I got a Cadillac. What was that joke?
It was a Toyota Avalon.
I have a Toyota Avalon, leather exterior.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
Yeah. I'm intense. I get BO in the shower. They're so good.
I'm doing well. I'm making it. I take my mother out to lunch.
Pay for half.
Split the check.
My sister used to beat me with her keys. You say that's...
She was a janitor. Oh, man, he was the best.
I'll tell you a quick funny. It has nothing to do with me, and it's not even like a real story, but... So you know Willie Hunter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would set it up like this. Like, when those people are saying, like, you meet a black guy who's not a real black guy, right? That's kind of Willie. He's kind of... he's
the most accurate description I've ever heard of Willie in my life.
And believe me, I get the same thing, but like Willie is like to another level.
I am more
right?
black than Willie. It is true.
So we used to have, Trippin' on Tuesday, which was like the longest running black show in the city. Started by like Guy Torrey back in the day, or his brother, one of them. Anyway, so we used to ID people, and this is before we had actual security. Willie ID'd Dr. Dre and didn't know who he was.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
100%
I
serious.
had a Dr. Dre poster when I was 12 years old on my closet, and it had a skull with a bullet hole in it, and the skull was smoking a joint, and smoke went out the bullet hole in the skull. It was the dopest shit ever.
Dude, if you know rap, hip hop, especially if you know West Coast hip hop, you know Dr. Dre, The Chronic.
Dude, if
Still
you are
one of the
of
top
this
10.
fucking earth,
I-
if you're whiter than the wall and you
I
live in
swear.
Scandinavia, you still know what G thing is. You motherfucker.
Yeah, because he was like, no, I don't need my ID. He was like, look, man, I'm just doing my job, bro, okay? So,
I don't know Willie that well, and now I'm glad I don't.
No,
I'm just kidding. That's shots
No,
fired.
he's a good
He's
guy.
the nicest guy
But it's
ever.
just like, he ID'd Dr. Dre. I was like, that's so hilarious, dude. Well, I saw Eddie Murphy there one time, too. That was crazy.
Yeah, I seen a gang of fools there. I seen this is see, because I know real hip hop. I'm just kidding. I was hanging with Dave Chappelle and John Mayer and Post Malone in the green room, and I didn't know who Post was, but he had all the shit on his face.
Yeah.
And he had like chains, and I was like, I know you're somebody. I just don't know who.
Yeah,
and everyone the next day, because I don't. The newest hip hop I know is Run the Jewels. Like, I just stay in the past. It's not knocking Post. Obviously, he's very, very talented. Didn't he break the record for #1 album for the longest weeks or some shit?
Did he? I don't listen
I
to
don't know.
hip hop either.
Anyways.
I feel so like out of place.
Dude, 90s gangster rap. That's it. After that,
I know, but they all sounded so different in the 90s, and like now the top 10 tracks, like 7 of them sound exactly the same.
yeah, I fuck with Kanye, Run
Yeah.
the Jewels.
Yeah,
That's it.
Kanye's an artist, man. He's like
Everything else is OG shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Outkast, Tupac.
Such. Like fuck that.
Yeah. Who?
Yeah,
Man, fuck that
yeah.
shit.
Be yourself. Be yourself.
Anyways, Dr. Dre, man, he's my favorite.
I mean, it's just the idea that he ID'd Dr. Dre. I mean, he was
So funny.
he was a face of hip hop, him and Snoop for a while, right? I mean, it just sort of, especially on the West Coast, which is where we are.
Yeah, Death Row, baby. Them,
Yeah.
him, Snoop, and Tupac on the same team.
Unbelievable.
Ooh,
Unbelievable.
wee. Tupac's actually my favorite. I have a little shrine on the fridge there. I don't know if you can see it. Anyways,
So I mean, and how crazy is that? So you're with Chappelle, John Mayer, and Post Malone,
dude, it was a trip.
and that's what the Comedy Store is like.
Yeah,
But none of these
I'm
people
hosting.
roll up with entourages. By the way, you know, Chappelle is like super big, so he has like a security guy, but it isn't like some big black dude. What you think?
Just
It's like
one guy.
Yeah, it's like a white dude who drives. He's basically like a chauffeur.
Yeah.
Who maybe
A
has
chauffeur that'll knife you up.
Yeah, maybe has a
Yeah, get
firearm
out
license.
alive.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But and like none of those guys come with entourage. They just come and hang out, and it's just that's.
I think I've told this story before, but who cares? It's worth repeating. But I was hosting main room show for Monarch, and then Dave Chappelle peeps his head in, and he's like, "Is it cool if I go up?" And we were like, "Yeah, dude, fucking yeah." And then behind him is John Mayer and Post Malone, and then a wrestler guy, and he's I don't follow wrestling, but he was some wrestler, famous WWE guy. Anyways, they're all smoking hash, and I'm 6 years sober, and at that time probably 5 years, and then it's going down the line, and I'm like, if Dave Chappelle asks me to smoke hash, I'm gonna hit the fucking hash. I don't give a fuck. It's not like it's narcotic or anything.
Yeah,
but
sobriety be
also,
damned.
I haven't smoked. I was a stoner for 17 years, but I haven't smoked in 5 years. So that hash constant, you know what I mean? I would
Yeah.
go to the moon, and now I
Yeah.
have to host after that and bring him up. I'm like, it's already nerve-wracking bringing Dave Chappelle up just because he's such a celebrity. And then thank God I have to call. Oh, there's one more part to this story. So Judd Apatow was next, and then Dave said, "Can I go up?" And everybody said yes. I forgot. I'm hanging with Judd Apatow too.
Yeah.
A fucking conglomerate in the
Yeah.
comedy world. Just a typical day at the Comedy Store. And then Dave Chappelle asked Judd Apatow. He goes, "Hey, Judd, you want me to go next or you?" And Judd's like, "I'll go next." and then,
Right?
and then, but Judd, I mean, this is how cool Judd Apatow is. He's one of the most powerful men in comedy. Probably the. I mean, he could just green light movies and finance them, write them, direct them, cast them. That guy's insane. And he is so humble that he's like, no, I'll go next. And he had like a 20-minute spot, but he knew that Dave wanted, and he did like 10. It caught me off guard. And then, because that's how I got out of the hash. I was about to hit hash, and then Judd got off, and I ran to the stage. And then I go to bring up Dave Chappelle, and I go, ladies and gentlemen, the reason Comedy Store is one of the best clubs in the world is because you get special guests dropping like this. Everyone, please welcome Dave Chappelle. And instant standing ovation.
Yeah.
Rah! You're like, what? I was like, I've never seen that. I've seen some crazy shit, but not that. And then, but he's smoking hash, and now I'm out there like this, like, I swear he's here, guys. Like, he's coming. Like, I know it was only like 30 seconds or a minute, but when you're on stage,
it feels like
and there's
forever.
an instant standing ovation, and it's long enough for people to like stop cheering, then look at you like, hey man, are you fucking with us, dude? And I'm like, no. I'm just backpedaling, like, he's here, and then he comes out after an uncomfortable amount of time, and then another instant standing pop ovation again for the second time, and then I go in the green room, and Judd even said, he's like, yeah, I just did, because he's always working on stuff. He always has notepads. That's why he's so successful, because he's just writing, and he. It's like, I just did what I was working on. I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. What am I going to do? He's like, Chappelle's here. Like, but that's how cool he is, to be that big of a powerful conglomerate. And was like, I'm going to cut my set in half. Maybe not half, but, he cut some time.
So you host a lot in the show where Dane Cook is on, right?
Yeah.
So, whatever about Dane Cook, I don't really have, I do have a personal opinion about him, and that's what I'm about to say, guys.
I'm out of this.
Chappelle is like spectacular, obviously, right? He's like top of the game. But Chappelle owes a lot of his fame to his show, right? So he was huge in the comedy world. People knew about him as a comic for sure, but his show just propelled him to the next level. What I think people forget about Dane Cook is and I'm saying that because I see him there a lot now, is that first off, he created the model that every comic is using today to try to get famous, right? The social media thing, get your followers. And secondly, he became a household name off of comedy. How many people can you say legitimately did that? Because no one remembers his movies, really.
Kevin
right?
Hart openly admits that he just copied his format and made it a little bit better.
Yeah, and Kevin Hart, the brilliant thing he did is he had the movie release. But at least that was a movie release of his stand-up. So that introduces you to like such a huge audience. But yeah, you're right, Kevin started doing a shit ton of movies. He's huge, but Dane Cook, it was off of comedy, man, which is so like I would take that any day of the week to just be a household name from. That's so hard, and like I don't know if he gets credit for it.
It's nearly impossible.
It's nearly impossible, especially in today's day. It's nearly impossible, and he did it, man. I mean, he's still Dane Cook.
Like Chris Rock does movies so he can sell out Madison
Chris
Square
Rock
Garden.
does movies. Seinfeld had his show. Seinfeld was a nationally touring comic. He was making a lot of money, but he didn't become Seinfeld until after the Seinfeld show. Drew Carey, right? Same thing. Like all these guys, and and I'm not knocking them. Of course, everybody wants to get their TV show, and like that's supposed to propel you. But the level that Dane Cook got off of just comedy it's astronomical and unbelievable, and I don't think he gets enough credit for that.
Yeah. He's been nothing but nice to me, so I have nothing bad to say about him, but he's not the most popular in the business.
He isn't. And then what is he dating? Like a really young chick right now? He's like 45 and she's like 19 or something?
Oh, she's 20.
Oh, okay. She was 19 when the story first came out. Oh, that's also what? No, I'm not going to go there. Let's not ruin my my open mic career on this podcast.
Dane shows up to fucking rock paper doesn't even exist anymore. I can't even think. What is that? Bert's beeswax? Bert's back room?
Yeah, Bert's back room.
Dane goes, don't put up Quincy.
Yeah.
And then like, he paid the $5. Yeah. He's getting up. You pay to play, baby. Yeah, that's exactly. Also another thing. Not only is this game hard, but you have to pay to do stand-up when you suck Not anymore. He's funny as fuck. But I'm just saying, in the very beginning, you pay to do open mics at horrible environments.
The
Horrible.
worst environments for comedy.
Imaginable.
Yeah.
I am straight up better off performing to that lamp. There's 3 comics.
Yeah.
They're on their phone. They're mad, miserable, depressed, suicidal, all that shit. And there's a barista, and he's toasting bagels and blending smoothies.
Yeah, talking loud.
Talking loud. What do you want? You know, and you're like, I'm trying to be the funny.
Yeah, comedy is an absolute internship where it's most of the time you don't get the job afterwards. You know, like that's really.
But this is Los
what it's
Angeles. What I found out, because born and raised, came up here.
Mm-hmm.
This is LA, but do you know there's parts of the country where open mics are good?
Yeah, San
There's
Diego.
100 people
man.
there and shit, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
San Diego does a good job. That's why I go there a lot. So after their shows, they always say, "All right, that's the end of the show. We're going to start an open mic right now."
And people
after
stay.
it. And people stay,
It's
and then
very smart of
you
them.
don't have to pay to do the mic, and you have real people to
Yeah.
perform in front of. And honestly, I mean, some of the comics have become kind of jaded. I hear them saying, you know, "Oh, well, this is open mic anyway, so you know, I'm just gonna." And I'm like, no, there's real people here. Anytime, I kind of try not to have the open mic mentality anymore. If I'm on stage and you're sitting down looking at me, you're an audience member, comic or not. You know, so I am trying to get you to laugh no matter what. I'm not just like, oh, I'm just going to recite this. You guys aren't going to laugh, so whatever. I'm going to get everything that I can out of that moment. And then when I see people like, oh, it's just an open mic and there's like 30 people in the audience, I'm like, what do you mean?
What do you mean? Kill it.
Yeah, it's like,
Kill it.
Do you have a material that
Looks
you can
like
just
you'll
be
never
"Fuck
be on
this"?
my podcast, pussy. Fuck you.
Yeah, just go up and destroy it. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like you can get on stage a lot here in Los Angeles, but the quality time, the time is not quality. You're right. You're in front
It's
of
awful.
9 comics who are upset they're not going up, who are paying attention to their notes.
In a perfect world, start off in a nice scene like Arizona, Phoenix, San Diego, do 2 to 4 years there, get good, and then go to the big cities.
Yeah,
Like
like
and if you
Chappelle Lacey, for
that
instance,
he did
right?
it perfect. He
He-
got good in Arizona. There's 6 clubs. There's people aren't so jaded. He already featured and hosted for all the famous fucks, and then he moved here and he already was clicked in. Just bam.
Yeah,
he knew
it's-
Rogan. He knew D'Elia. He knew everybody.
Yeah, it's like you become the big fish in the small pond,
Yeah.
and then you come here, and then
But it's important to move.
your ascend is so much faster. You know,
Yeah.
like it's so much faster. But starting off here,
I like pain. You know.
yeah, I do. I mean, that's me too. It's like I want to go do a shitty open mic. I do on Saturdays. I do an open mic. Victor Martinez runs open mic. It's a garage mic. It's off of Western. It's behind a Food for Less.
You know what's funny? I was about to make fun of you, and I go, "Wait, I've done garage mics.
Yeah, and it's like,
I've done that so many times.
it's literally
Not that
like
one.
in an alley. There's a row of garages like behind an apartment building.
I've done brunch
And just
open
do it.
mics.
There's like-
Let's list off all the shitty mics we've done.
Yeah, it's okay.
Laundromat. I've done laundromat.
Oh my God,
There's
yeah,
been a
well-
laundromat mic. Porn store, Tinderbox. That's not
Oh
a
my
mic.
God,
That's
I never
actually a
did
good
that.
show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's actually a good one. Garage, backyard,
Yeah.
living room shows.
Yes.
Quinceañera is probably the worst show I've ever done in my life. There's 250 people there and 4 were looking at me.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I doing? Why did they hire me? They said they're going to pay me. They gave me candy and beer. I was drinking at that time, and I was just like, all right, I'll take it.
What
I
about
bombed.
like the haha?
The ha-ha, pay to play?
Yeah.
You got to pay money. I'm almost down with pay to play. It's like, at least I know I'm getting up. Back in the day, well, Bert's back room is changing everything for
Yeah,
the better.
and fourth wall. Yeah.
A fourth wall. I'll explain their system in a moment. But back in the day, there's so many comics, they'd have to like sign up at 4, but everyone would get there at like 3 or 2 and like start their own paper without the host of the mic even being there. You know, remember that shit?
Yeah.
And be like, hey man, like it's at 4. Like I'm on time.
Yeah.
Why am I 45th
Yeah.
on the list? I'm here at 3:58.
Yeah.
It was insane like that. So then you wouldn't even get up. And then a lot of them are raffles. And some of the raffles did it right. They pull at like 10 names out at a time or whatever. But sometimes it's just one by one. So you would wait for 3 hours and not get up sometimes. And
Oh God,
that was awful to wait 3 hours and waste your fucking life and then not even get up, and you just leave so angry. Not even get up in the worst, shittiest environment ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's like incredibly disheartening. You watch, and that's the thing. It's like, especially when I became really serious, is you watch so many people where you're like, I know they're not going to be around in 2 years. Like it's frustrating to have to sit and watch them perform.
That old system, though.
Yeah,
I will say this. That weeds people out fast. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't going to last long through that shit environment. So it kept the real ones going. But also, too, it's so awful that it discouraged, like, some really good ones.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, man, what? Because you stay in open mic for, like, 2 to 6 years, dude. 2 years is a quick out.
Yeah, 2 years is a very quick out.
It's like 2 to 6. And if you're approaching 10 years in the open mic scene, I think you should quit.
Yeah, that's a long.
I'm serious.
That's the
too
longest
long.
out. Yeah,
that's the longest out. If you get to 10 and you're still open mic purgatory, bro.
Because that's sort of the point is where, okay, bringer shows, you guys understand the concept of a bringer show. A promoter says, hey, you want to do my show at a club? And any comic is like, yeah, I want to do a show at a club.
Bring
yeah,
10
great.
people.
Bring 10 people. And then you're like, okay. So then you bring 10 people, and then the show's terrible because people aren't booked because of their comedy. They're booked because they can bring people to watch them.
Yeah.
Right. So with that said, even the development spots at the Comedy Store, they book us on bringer shows. What they have, it's a lot fewer shows than they used to. Bringer shows than they used to have.
Comedy Store used to have so many bringer shows.
Yeah.
And now they're not.
Yeah, and that's the great
They have
part.
like 1 or 2.
Yeah, so we get like better shows.
And I'm down with bringers because my first 10 real shows were bringer shows.
Yes, and you can get it. They're people. So if you, the point I'm making is like you want to get to the point to where you're a bringer ringer. Like you get booked on a bringer show just as a funny comic where you don't have to bring people because it's still a show. It's still an audience of people who don't know you. So it's an audience, you know. So you have a better chance of getting an authentic response as opposed to the guy who brought 10 people his friends are going to laugh at him no matter what, you know. And afterwards you see him like, oh, you were the best one on the show. I swear to God, I'm not just saying that. Like, no, this guy's god awful. Anyway, long story short, when you start doing the mics, no, but you see it like
God
where
awful. He's just, I'm gonna shoot him in the alley.
I mean, they're pretty. They can be really bad.
They're so bad most of the time, but every now and then you get a ray of light. You're like, oh shit!
Every now and then,
she's fucking killed.
Like Justin Martindale was on a bringer show, and Mitzi saw him.
Yeah,
and that's like so. There are those stories, but for the most part, you see someone on a bringer show, and then you see someone in the show where they know 0 people in the audience, and they just eat a bag of dicks. They just like they're not because they're not getting realistic responses from the shows they're doing. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that when you're doing the mics, it's like a necessary evil. But at some point, when you become funny,
you got to go do a real show.
But also, people will put you up faster on the mic. So when you go to a mic and they know that you're funny, like they won't make you wait as long, and it's sort of part of the process.
Comedy
comes
laugh
getting better.
The level of fun, I say this all the time. Comedy is like the mafia, and the level of funny you are and successful you are is the level of in the mob, you know? Like where you can, I swear to God, like you almost can't hang out with unfunny people. You're like, they're almost like rats.
You're
like,
not supposed to.
Like, just get away from them. They got the
okay, I feel bad sometimes because I'm a genuinely nice person. So, and I do a lot of mics now because, you know, I'm trying to get my chops. I'm trying to, you know, always get better. And, you know, also smoke weed. So I spend time smoking weed with some comics at open mics who aren't that funny, you know.
And then they come to the store and you're like, man, get the fuck away from me.
They come to the store and I'm like, hey, and just walk by them and go to the back, you know. And it's the
Quincy's hiding in the hallway. Did the unfunny people leave yet?
It feels so shitty, but it's like, I can't.
It's true. It's because you get associated with that.
Yeah.
If you hanging out with 4 bombers and Marin or whatever walk in and he was thinking about you opening for him, but you're with 4 stinkers and he knows they're stinkers, he's probably out of touch and wouldn't know that. But I'm just saying, if he did, you get associated with the stinkies.
It's credibility. It's
Fuck
like when
you.
It's like you remember the episode of Seinfeld where George had the picture of the hot girlfriend, and like so he started dating hotter women. He's like, oh, me and my girlfriend just broke up, and everyone's like, whatever, because he's like bald, short with glasses. and he would pull out the picture of the two, and then all the hot chicks would be like, oh, and then like they're all over him. That's exactly what it's like. If you're hanging out with really funny people, or funny people give you the nod, like, you know, a Joe Rogan, it could elevate your career exponentially.
You know what Eric Griffin just told me?
What
we got to explain the Bert's backroom format.
Okay.
Don't let us forget that. But I just was opening for Crystalia in San Diego, and Eric Griffin was doing the Comedy Store La Jolla.
Oh, okay.
And so we hung out one night, and then he was saying how if he likes you, he will not watch you do stand up. He's like, I don't want to find out you're not funny.
Yeah.
He's like, then I can't fucks with you.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, shit, I didn't watch Dean Del Rey for 6 years. He's like, I liked him. He's like, I wanted to continue to like him. And it was so funny because I was like, good point.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll run out of the room if I like the guy. I'm like, I don't want to know.
That's hilarious. I mean, but it is kind of true, man. It's
Yeah.
like you kind of, because, okay, it's almost like when you're like dating a female comic, right, who's not funny. Like at some point the question's going to come up, hey, do you think I'm funny? I feel like that's going to, and it's like, what do you do
You
at
just
that
say,
point?
no, but nice ass.
Yeah, exactly. Right, you want to maintain your integrity, like as a comic, and your honesty, but also it's like, oh, I'm getting laid. So what am I doing?
You're great. You're great.
So that's what's tough. It's like it's already tough to have a relationship as a comic, but if you're gonna date a female comic, she's got to be funny as well, almost like funnier than you. But then if she's funnier than you, she's probably not gonna date you. Do you know, like that? It's we have it rough, dude.
I've dated way above and below, and they both were funny. And if they weren't funny, I wouldn't have dated them.
I mean, because the question's gonna come up, right?
Not even the question. It's just like,
Yeah.
I don't care how hot you are. That was a hacky joke.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a painful so Fourth Wall and Bert's Back Room are new mics that developed a new system that is great for open mics. And what it is, it's like 6 or 10 people in 1 hour.
Yep.
You pay $5 each, but it's every 1 hour is a new batch of comics. So it's like 10 comics every hour, and then that batch leaves, and then new blood. So nobody ever stays there long enough to get all stale and stagnant. Did I explain that correctly? Yeah.
Yeah, but also you're not allowed to leave the room during that hour.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. So you sign up for the mic online. You go, oh, I want the 4 p.m. hour. And then you and 10 comics get it. And then you have to be there on time and stay the whole hour. It's just 1 hour, though. So you all get up, and nobody is there long enough. Is that better? Does that make sense now?
Yeah, that makes more sense. So,
Lundgren,
Uh,
do you understand it?
but is there more than 10 people apply for that hour?
well, because
There
not
could
for that
be
hour.
audience members, but there's probably not.
No, it's slotted. So it says 4 p.m. There'll be 10 slots. So if you go to the website and you'll look and see if there's any slots
And
open.
then 5 p.m., there's 10 more slots. And you
Exactly.
can't,
double book.
no.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can double book if you want, but he won't double book in the sense that he won't book 12 for the 4 p.m. slot. There's only 10 spots.
Yeah.
So you're in that. If you get a spot in that 4 p.m. hour, you're part of that show. You're in the room from 4 p.m. to 4:55, right? And then all the people who signed up for that 4 o'clock hour go up, and you all watch each other. And then, like, you let the room, you open up the doors, and you leave.
Everybody leaves, and then
the
a new
next
batch
group
comes in.
Yeah.
And then the new batch. Every hour is a new batch of 10.
Yeah, so you can
so
sign
you're
up for
only there for
multiple
1
hours if
hour.
you want.
Yeah.
But otherwise you're just doing 1 hour.
And people were complaining about that system. I was like, that's the best fucking system ever in the world. Would you rather wait 3 hours and not get up, you stupid motherfucker?
Yeah, I mean, there's just no perfect open mic.
That is a perfect open mic. They're like, we don't want to pay. It's like, fuck you. It's just life. That's
Yeah,
life.
no
They
one-
run a business.
Exactly.
They have to pay rent, so they're profiting off your dreams. Well,
Yeah.
welcome to Hollywood, bitch. That's the whole system.
It actually bothers me when people complain about paying for mics.
It's like that. I will pay all day if it makes me get up.
Yeah.
I've waited dozens and dozens of times for 3 hours and not gotten up. And that makes me want to vomit and punch someone.
Well, not only that, okay, so I do comedy for me because I love comedy, right? And I want to get better at comedy. So I don't think it's anyone's responsibility to help me get better besides my own. And I don't think it's anyone's responsibility to pay for me to get better at comedy.
Also, It's $5.
Yeah.
You fucking asshole. It's not like they're charging you 20.
And again, it's part of the system because once you become funny, like hosts will, throw you up without you paying. You know what I mean? So it's like it all becomes part of the thing that, your progress. Like you start paying, you get really funny, then hosts are less likely to charge you and they'll put you up because you have another show, so they'll put you up right away or quicker. So like it kind of works itself out. So people who suck end up kind of being in the same system and not progressing because they suck. And there's no reason to.
One comic did have one point. My buddy Kevin Fard, my lawyer.
Yeah, Fard.
Fard. He was like, the only negative thing I can think about it is it's got a lot of soft ass, weak ass, pussy ass motherfuckers because it's not insanely difficult and it doesn't weed out the real ones. And I was like, I never thought of that. But that's also still, it's so positive and so good that it doesn't like thin the herd, and have, which I guess, but you know what I mean? You got some fake, you know how it is out here. You got some weak ass. You're like, man, you can't follow Joey Diaz. Get the fuck out of here.
And that is, honestly,
that's a hard thing to do.
It's so hard.
But if you could do it, you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what's great about the store. Again, because most shows you go to, there will be showcase format. There'll be like 7 comics maybe total on a show on most other clubs. Comedy Store has 16 comics, so you have to be original. Because there's 15 other people on the same show.
Yeah, you cannot be hacky. You cannot be generic.
Yeah, you have to be specifically you. And so you will have like tonight, it's like Ron White, Sebastian, Chris D'Elia, and then like a couple other, like you have to follow monsters. Like monsters.
I love it. I love it. That's my favorite.
Yeah. I went up after Bill Burr once.
I followed Burr once.
In the OR. And I had like it was like maybe a 6.5 or 7 out of 10.
I followed Ron and D'Elia.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
It was Laugh Factory sold out. It was Ron White, Chris D'Elia, me, and that's how I got past. I fucking ripped it, bitch.
Nice.
Cause I ain't no soft ass, pussy ass Burt's Bee bitch. I fucking rock paper, motherfucker. Nobody knows these references. He's fucking repping open mics in Los Angeles like it's gangs.
Oh shit.
Rock paper is a shitty mic.
Yeah. But there's a
but
thing
it's
like
stage time.
If you're funny, following someone who's really funny isn't as hard because you just come
and there's
you still
tricks.
have jokes.
And you better believe that I have died many of times following famous fucks, and I learned tricks to then survive because that shit's hard, dude.
Yeah. There's definitely tricks of like the trade that I hope you get.
Dude, how long we been? I have to pee so bad.
55 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna. What's pee break? Pause.
Okay, pause.
Oh shit! I have to pee so bad. Drink all that goddamn mineral water.
What do you record, an hour?
Yeah,
We do-
well, we just go. We're having good old banter.
Yeah.
An hour and a half max.
All right.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm just kidding.
He wasn't kidding.
That was a heavy stream for a long time. Is that the cat breathing like that?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's got like a nasal condition.
He's got a condition. Were you rolling the whole time? That was a funny long pee. Might be good content. Oh, fuck. I had to pee, dude. Whew. Anyways. All right, that's it. That's the end of the podcast. Just wanted to get my pee stream, huh?
One of the first times I had to follow someone really huge was George Lopez at the Ice House.
Oh, shit. That's Hispanic neighborhood, too.
Yeah, super
Latino.
super Mexican club. Like, I'm
Hell.
saying Mexican even sounds bad. Super Latin club. I'm sorry.
I'm Mexican, fool,
so-
and I take no offense. Who gives
Excellent.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had to go up after him, and my friend Dan Smith, he gave me he helped me out. I was like, first off, he's like, look, it's him. He's huge. He's like one of the bigger comics right now. So you have to go up and then say, give it up for George Lopez, right, and have him clap. Then say something else, and then say, give it up for him one more time. It helps to get him out of the system. So, so twice.
Rule of three. Yeah, I was
Yes.
taught that trick by Eric Myers.
Yeah, and then he's like, come with the joke, because if you remember George Lopez, his wife gave him a kidney. And then he said, after you do the second time, say, I wish I would have known he needed a kidney. I would have given him one because I have like 3. Obvious fat joke, but it destroyed the room, dude. Like, it killed so hard. And I was just like cheesing my ass off, grinning. So like, yeah, I can't believe it. And then the rest of the set was so easy because, they're on board with
once
me.
you get that one laugh up top, they're in your hand now. They're like, oh, because they're scared. All there is scared. Like, oh, George Lopez, icon. Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And as soon as you get them, they're yours.
That's it,
I had to
yeah.
follow Damon Wayans, and I was new. And he murdered Damon Wayans Jr. sold out OR. And I was like maybe 2 years in. And he was supposed to headline, and I was right before him. Bringer show, and then he said to the producer, hey, can I go up right now? And I was like, I'm doing 8 minutes, man. I'm doing 8 minutes.
Right.
Anyways, he had another spot or this or that, whatever, that happens all the time. It's true. And then so he went up and he murdered for like 20 or 25, and then they're like, all right, it's Craig. And then I was like, I was like, good up for Dane Wayman. So I was like, he's famous as fuck. I was like, I work at Trader Joe's. And then it just got a laugh because they're like, he just called it out exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And that's if you ever, not that, I don't know how many comics listen to this, but if you do have to follow the famous fuck, just call it as it is, make a silly joke. He's on TV. I don't have a kitchen. What's up?
Yeah.
And it just makes everybody go, oh, he knows what he is. He acknowledged the situation,
Yeah.
and he's also funny. So
Because they're also, the audience is also thinking the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
they know who Damon Wayans is. They have no idea who you
Yeah.
are. And so it's a weird thing to where you put yourself in the room. Like, there's a thing in comedy. It's like, oh, just be present in
Yeah.
the room. It's like, now you guys are all in on the same joke because we all just watched Damon Wayans, so we all know Kill. And then here's this unknown person
just
coming
call it
up.
like it is, baby.
Yeah, call it like it is. And then they're like, all right, cool. And I don't know. I've been noticing this. The more I've been really going at it and the more I've been performing, jokes are important, obviously. Writing is super important. But it's really more like they buy into you more than they buy into the jokes. Right? It's like that.
It is true, because it doesn't matter if you have the most brilliant joke, and you killed your whole set. If it's not about you or your being or your person, your aura, your message, whatever, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They go, who was that guy with the good jokes?
Yeah.
But if you have jokes built into you and your personality, they know exactly who you are. They know what the fuck you are, and they go, oh, I like that guy.
Yeah. And their reason for laughing changes almost.
Yeah.
So they're not laughing because you had the most clever line. They're laughing because they know how this situation affects you personally. Do you know, like that? And then that becomes like a whole different or kind of an organic laugh that's like a little deeper than just listening to something that's just well written and funny. It's like, oh, I know how this affects Craig, or I know how this affects Quincy. So that's a lot funnier because you like they're living through you in a sense.
And if you look at all the most successful comics, like 95% of them are that. Like, very rarely are they just jokes, That, I mean, of course, those comics still exist, and there's Stephen Wright, and
absolutely.
But most people, it's like, you like Bill Burr because it's who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck you, It's just, he's the best, Joey D.
And like a D'Elia, oh, like, so fucking funny, but he has such an understanding of who he is, and he's having a good time.
Yeah.
And I've heard people say, oh, pretty and dumb. It's like what, dude? D'Elia knows who he is, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's
and
dumb
he
as
is
shit,
a fucking,
man.
He's a fucking monster, dude.
He's not dumb at all. He always makes fun of me and Mike for being dumb.
Yeah,
actually.
he's a monster, dude. He go on stage, but like when I'm watching him, I'm not buying into his jokes or what he's saying. I'm buying into him.
Yeah,
like, I enjoy watching Chris be
because
Chris
he's a
in front of
personality.
people. Yeah, it's like a pleasure to watch. I'm trying to. Yeah, so Craig's no longer opening for you now because he called you pretty and dumb. I am. Chris, right?
I said, he said that. He said that. I didn't say shit.
I said people have said that.
No, I'm very lucky to be close with Chris, and he hooks it up tremendously, dude.
Yeah, he's real nice too. Like, you know, a lot of.
And he's
you can't
not
meet
pretty
some
and dumb.
assholes. No, he's not at all.
He's ugly and smart. Cut to me never going on the road with him. You know, God damn it, Quincy. I have you on one podcast. My career's going great.
Yeah. Well, that's where editing comes into play, right?
Yeah, he said Chris Schmelia. The other famous comic.
Yeah, it's like, Chris is pretty.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like the editing. Right? Other people are dumb, right?
That's so funny. Yeah, I just did Santa Barbara with him and San Diego, Detroit. Where else? Riverside. I think that's it. Something else.
Yeah, I've been trying to.
It's all a blur.
I've been trying to get on the road with people. I've been opening my mouth and asking, because that's, too. I mean, like
it helps so much.
Yeah,
dude.
if they know that you're funny, that's cool. And then also, if they know you're funny, that's cool. But then also, when you go to these places and the people there like you, so these new clubs,
then
like
you get work. Yeah.
Yeah, you get more.
I'm telling you, bud,
big time.
I tell this to everybody. Ask whoever you're gonna ask, but ask to host locally. Hey, I see you're in Brea, because it's low stakes.
Yeah,
and it's and then you kill it as a host. I go, oh, he kills it as a host, which is the hardest position in my opinion.
yeah.
And he's nice, and I like him. And he's not a weirdo, or he's a weirdo, but the perfect amount. Then they fuck with you, you know, because that way you drive separately. It's just to Irvine, and they're not flying you out
Yeah.
and in a hotel next to you.
Yeah, and it's
you know?
easy for you too.
It's very low stakes for them.
Yeah, it's
the
low
club
stakes for
pays
you,
you. It's not
too.
even in money out of their
Yeah,
pocket.
it's absolutely
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I go to I'll see like really shitty hosts.
Yeah. So
It's a-
ask everybody to host locally except for Dalia, because that's my spot.
Yeah, I asked to host or guest spot. Like can
Yeah.
I do host or guest spot for
No,
you?
ask
Just wanna
the
go-
host, because then you're there. The guest spot is just one spot. Host is like 6 spots, and you get
and you
paid.
get paid. Yeah,
And then that's how they really get to know you.
yeah, exactly.
You know?
You spend multiple days together.
That's how I started opening for Dalia. Host locally. Bobby Lee, host locally.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Yo. Who's calling me? Put it on the credit.
Yeah,
Spam likely. I better get it. I think we're approaching the end here. I'm running out of juice. Fuck.
Yo, you got the goose now.
Tupac reference. Good call, Quincy. If you haven't seen the movie Juice or Above the Rim or Gridlock,
Life is
Poetic
traffic
Justice.
Jam. Yeah.
What was that? Nothing But Trouble with Demi Moore and Chevy Chase. Tupac has a small role in it with Digital Underground where they dance in front of
you're
Dan
right. I
Aykroyd.
remember that.
Remember that shit? That's Tupac.
Shit.
So know your history. Go watch every fucking Tupac movie there is.
Yeah, exactly.
Gang Related with Jim Belushi. And but towards the end of my podcast, I always ask all my guests, let me get a good old poop story where you shit your pants, like on a wedding night or a date, like a very embarrassing. I almost said that, and then I committed to it. Embarrassing poop, shit, fart story. You know, like in the car. Any.
All right. So I mean, I have never shit my pants.
Oh, come on!
I know. I mean, listen. I would totally be willing to share.
I'm
if
not
I
even
had.
kidding, but I swear to God, every single African American guest I have, the black guest I've had on, doesn't have a shitting their pants story.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I've come close.
Except for one, David Murphy, and he shit his pants so much. He was the polar opposite.
Oh,
Where he had like 42. I was like, what the fuck is going on
yeah,
here?
well, he might have
Did
a
you
problem.
take it for the
Yeah.
team?
He might have a problem. Yeah, I mean, I've almost shit my pants before. I definitely have come close.
None,
to the point to where I was like
you
feeling
drinking
sick.
venti coffees, you ain't getting
I
squirts
know.
down your leg, bro?
No,
Come on.
I have more problems with like pee, man. It's like, dude, when it's wintertime, it's like I'll pee like 9 times during the night because it's so cold, and I drink a lot of water during the day.
You pee your pants a lot?
No, I don't pee my pants a lot.
Hey, what about you put it away too soon and it goes down your leg?
Yeah, I've had
That's
that.
the
Yeah,
worst,
it's like
dude.
it's like there's a weird when you get to a certain age, there's like a transition to where you're like, oh, done is not done. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
done is like it's like becomes sitting down on the toilet becomes like conducive to like not dribbling.
You know what I do now? I sit down too. It does help sometimes. but I do the old. I see my buddy get toilet paper and then wring his dick out.
Oh yeah,
with
yeah.
the toilet paper on the end, so you're not spraying the walls and shit. And I started it. It's good. It's good practice.
So you watched your friend pee?
No, no. What are you talking about?
That's exactly what you just said.
So I was watching my buddy pee, right?
It's like the full-on demo.
Yeah, man.
You're like, oh, that's great. Put your dick away now, please.
Yeah. Whoops. I think I said too much. You guys ever just been watching your friend pee?
But also, it wasn't dabbing. It was like his friend is stroking up and down.
I'm gonna think about it. That wasn't pee.
Your friend jerked off in front of you, dude. That's what.
No. That was one time on cocaine.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's so. Okay, so I have a thing about, like, especially since I'm a big dude, right? Obviously, lots of farts. But okay, so growing up, my mom used to fart kind of a lot.
Hey, my mom too.
Right. And so me and even my sister, my younger sister, we kind of have this thing to where I don't know if it was embarrassing because it's not like she was farting in front of my friends, but it was just like, why are you? It's like, go to the bathroom or something like that. And you know, they weren't the best smelling farts either. And so like, if you're my friend for a long time, you've probably never heard me fart. Only time you've heard me fart maybe is like hitting the weed, hitting the bowl, and then like coughing really hard, and then, you know, because there's like always one locked and loaded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So one will slip.
Yeah.
You know, so it'll be one of those aggressive, like, oh, escaping farts. You know, where it's like you just
Those
the prison
cough
break.
farts are the best because you don't. You're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, it's like it's escaping.
Those are fantastic.
But yeah, so I just have this weird thing about like not farting in front of people. Yeah, and that.
I did one of those recently on the road with Chris, and I cough fart, and I could not stop laughing because it was so stinky. And he doesn't mind farts, but if it's a stinker and you're in his green room, he's like, "Oh, come on, dude."
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's understandable. Yeah, dude, farts are so funny.
No, they really are.
They crack me up. My mom's been farting my whole life. She's a big woman. She got a big fat ass. And she farts, and I have this joke about her farting in a girdle and it rolling up her back and squeezing out the top of the girdle. And you know how you get sick of jokes?
Yeah.
I've been doing that joke for maybe 3 years now, and I love it every time. Like, I never get sick of it. It's the only joke I'm not exhausted of. And because it's true, it's like I love my mom, and I know it sounds like I'm talking shit, but I'm speaking about it with love, and me and my sisters crack up because we'd always see her go like this, you know.
Oh, she's moving, rolling it,
and it rolls up her back, dude, and it pops out the top. I swear on my life, like it's not a joke.
That's
it
hilarious.
Rolls up her back, squeezes out the top, and you hear like a muffled one, like a, you know. And we just laugh, and that's yeah.
My farts are like sea turtles. It's like they hatch out the egg, but they still have to dig through the sand. You know what I mean, to get above ground.
That's a good analogy. Thanks for the tag, man.
Yeah, no. I remember once my mom farted, and my stepdad, like we're all talking and we're like in the living room just like hanging out. My mom had farted, and it was a really smelly one, right?
Yeah.
And he was just talking, and then he got a whiff of it, and he just broke out into a sprint to the front door, but the front door was locked, and so he's trying hard to like do the chain.
Was he never smelled fart?
I don't know. He was like, he ran so fast, and he couldn't like get the door open. He couldn't get the chain off, and he just ended up running into like the other room. Oh, dude, we laughed for like 10 minutes.
I think that might be one of my greatest joys in life. I swear to God, is watching the stink, like a real stinker, like a green fog, fucking hit people. And their face. Oh, I used to fart at Trader Joe's all the time in the middle of the aisles and just wait. And we're like, oh, it's so funny to see their face go from joy to pain. You're like, oh, shit.
Oh, that's so funny.
I love it.
What other built-in segments you have?
Any bad event in your life that made you a better person? like for me, I got arrested for throwing firecrackers at police on horses, and it led me to sobriety and stand-up. Something to that nature.
God, I always hate this because I could never remember a story when when,
It's loose. You don't
Yeah,
need it. That's the whole community service, being of service. Farting on people's faces, being of service. Kind of a nice guy over here. Stink fog.
Yeah. I'll tell you, have I ever done anything? I mean, no, I'll tell you.
You don't seem like a guy that ever had a problem with drugs and alcohol. I've never seen you
Yeah, no, I mean,
whip
just
your dick out and
yeah,
put
I've
a
never-
napkin on the tip and
I've never been a
wring it
guy.
out.
I've never been a guy who drank. I just I've just smoked weed. That's like the most I've done. I mean, I've done acid twice and shrooms 5 times, but that's been like a long time.
That's
since
not
I've done
enough.
that. Yeah, but other than that, I've never done coke. Yeah, and I've just never, I don't like the way you feel the next day after drinking.
Never done coke.
Yeah.
Loser.
I know. I feel like I'm like a
No,
unicorn.
don't do narcotics. Narcotics. No. Somebody told me this, and they're like, nobody's ever tried coke once, and I was like, good point,
Yeah.
because it's good.
Yeah, and maybe
Good
it's
for
just like
your
a
heart.
poor thing. It's like I've never really been able to afford coke as well. But I mean, I've been around it where I could have had it for free, especially like in the last couple
It's,
years.
it's called the devil's dandruff for a reason.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
bad. It's a bad one. Stick to the naturals, everybody.
Yeah, it's like just getting high, eating edibles. That's like getting really baked. That's enough. That's enough out of body experience for me, I guess.
Well, now with fucking the strength of edibles.
Right.
Whoo!
Right. I'll tell you one of my biggest regrets, and it has to do with the Comedy Store and comedy, so it'll be more perfect, is so there's a guy at the Comedy Store, his name is Robert William Aprovaya, right? He's a guy who was going to like Loyola Marymount School back in the day. He was like played for the basketball team. He was like going to be a lawyer. He was studying to be a lawyer. And then he went crazy, like schizophrenia or whatever. So I guess back in the day, Sam Kinison, because Mitzi had Robert William Aprovaya close the end of every show, right? And it was like kind of a crazy guy who was still functioning for the most part, but like I think he lived in assisted living, like that kind of thing. And he would close the end of every show and he'd do his shtick and all this kind of stuff. And then I guess Sam Kinison started harassing him back in the day and then throwing chairs at him and like just trying to distract him during the set. And then long story short, someone picked up the mantle and continues to do that, to this day. And, when I first started working, I was working late night and it was just kind of watching it. And one of my biggest regrets is not stopping people from being shitty to him, because like he was a mental, he was like mentally handicapped. It wasn't like a normal person who could defend himself both physically and mentally. He was mentally handicapped, and they were basically picking on, for lack of a better term, he's not retarded or whatever, but he has schizophrenia. He's a sick person, right?
And people would heckle him, and you would not help him out.
I would not. I mean, it was
Cut it.
It was Comedy Store guys, though. Do you know what I mean? People who were like entrenched, who like their position and their status at the club was just way above mine.
Well, you
but
can't
things
tell
like-
your boss to stop heckling the handicapped person.
Yeah, well, and when the boss is watching too, and it's like, wow. I mean, to the point to where
And
like
that's
people threw
the
like
Comedy Store.
buckets of cold ice water on his head, like a full-on bucket, throwing menus at him, and he was crazy. So he would take the microphone, unplug it, and then they would chase him out to the middle of Sunset. So it would be like 2:30, 2:45 in the morning. He'd be doing his act in the middle of the street in Sunset with the microphone that's not plugged in. Because he just wanted to do his time.
Man, I'm kind of glad I wasn't around for this one.
Yeah,
that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it was really bad, and like that's one of my biggest regrets. It's like because I don't think I'm a champion of the people by any means, but I don't like to see people getting.
How
picked
long ago
on.
was that?
I mean, it still kind of happens, man. Honestly,
People heckle him?
yeah,
He
so-
performs?
Yeah, he was there last night.
What's his name?
Robert William Aprovaya, the guy in the green suit. I mean, he stopped coming around because remember Potluck used to be 2 days. It used to be
Sunday, Monday.
and he closed both of them, right? So he would always close, but he doesn't come around nearly as often as he used to.
Jesus.
Yeah, and
Christ.
it was bad, dude. It was,
I didn't know.
Yeah, but
I
anyway,
I go home by midnight. That place changes after
yeah,
midnight.
it really does, dude. Yeah,
Dude, it starts,
yeah.
you just heard.
Freaks come out at night.
Yeah,
dude.
because the freaks come out at night. Yeah, that place past the wrong hour, it gets dark.
Yeah.
Darkness is upon us. the shifts. Once in a blue moon, I'll stay till 2, 3 a.m. But
Yeah.
even Hassan will say something. Well, not anymore. He
Yeah.
quit. But he was like, "You're here late." He's the only smart enough door guy that paid attention to me and my behavior. No, I just start crying. Robert Avavada. Damn, how the fuck did I know about that? I hang out there every damn night of my life.
Well, it was the very, very, very end of the night. So once,
Monday.
yeah, Monday, Sunday, it used to be Sunday and Monday,
Yeah.
but Mondays.
Okay, that's why. Because after the up
He's-
and comer part,
Yeah,
I'm out.
He's the absolute last person to
Okay.
go on the show. So it's like late. So it's like only employees are really seeing it. And maybe the one or two people, who are still there. And, maybe someone from the Ding Dong show or something. But
God damn. Comedy store, baby.
yeah.
Go to it. It's the shit. Maybe not late night on a Monday, but if you do, help the guy on stage out. Quincy's not.
Yeah.
I think that does it, man.
Yeah.
Everybody, this is Quincy Weekley. Very funny, very good dude. You've been listening. You know what the fuck you've been listening to. Community Service with Craig Conant. Thank you for liking and subscribing to my poop stores. I appreciate you. I got a pumpkin here. I don't know if you saw this, but it's Halloween edition, baby.
It was a pleasure to meet all of you guys.
Thank you, and that's it. I peed on camera for you today. Have a good day. Happy New Year.
Bye.